on. We also have, well, look, the best find of Sturgis. Was it a motorcycle? No. Was it a naughty hottie? Well, no. I mean, we found a lot of those, bikes and naughty hotties. But no, the find of Sturgis, that was Octane Addictions. And Tyler Johnson, whose company that is, Octane Addictions, they are the extreme clothiers, is what they are. Tell you what, you know, like the MMA will have afflictions or tap out for clothing. Extreme sports, it's Octane Addictions. I'm actually wearing the OA hoodie, and Andy's over there wearing the OA V-neck. We are a fashion show. And they host badass events like the Extreme Air in Montana that we'll be going to later on. They host Winter X Games. They build the ramps for Winter X Games. That is Tyler Johnson, Octane Addictions, and lots more from the Monkey Rock and Rev, Sturgis, 70th anniversary. And we were there. We did it all. We hung out with Octane Addictions. We hung out with Nick Lee, the Burnout King. We hung out with the owner, Big John, the Big Aussie. We hung out with Mark Reed and all the naughty hotties he painted so sexy. And his assistant, Miss Leia. Also, in amongst all that, guess what? That's right. Papa broke off a little comedy for the fellas. Yeah, that's right. I rock the rock, baby. We got all that coming up. We'll talk to Luis Rodriguez, who handed me the mic and kicked off my comedy as I tore up the Monkey Rock.
I was in a hotel last week, not as nice as my little La Quinta 117, and I was in one last week. It was so horrible. I had a TV that got one channel and you couldn't turn it off. I don't think you guys understand what that means. I watch shitty TV in my sleep. I saw stuff. I saw this thing when animals attack. You ever see that? Did you guys see the one where the deer beat the shit out of that guy? That deer just reared up. Did you see that? You know why that deer kicked that dude's ass? You know what he did? He covered himself in buck lure. That is the scent of a female deer ready to give up the gong gong. They smell that for miles. That deer walked miles over hills and trees and rocks and streams. Finally, he comes out of the bushes. He's like, whoa, you're no chick. I walked 20 miles, motherfucker. You giving up something, bitch. That's why I try not to watch a lot of TV. It gets on my last nerve. You know what I hate about TV? I hate commercials on TV, which we all do, but there's a trend with TV commercials that's killing me, man. It gets worse by the year. It's been going on for like 10 years. They got all these little rappers doing commercials. It started like 10 years ago with those little crisscross, remember them? Those 10-year-old kids talking all that shit. You come around here and you'll get jacked, you little fucker. Not in my hood, bitch. Welcome to Ontario, motherfucker. Big crisscross crowd here tonight. It's not so bad right now. They're rapping about hip-hop products, you know, Sprite, Coke, Taco Bell. But you know there's a bazillion rappers looking for endorsements. They'll run out of cool products. They have like a weird shit. Like 2 Live Crew for feminine hygiene products. Hey, washed up poo. Maybe not that commercial. I do know I don't want to tune into a Beastie Boy oatmeal commercial talking about, yes, yes, y'all, you don't stop, keep it on the shock, the house. Now I'm MCA, I got nothing to prove. Quaker oatmeal, give me fiber, Yoda, bust a move. I keep the oats in cans, in bottles and sixes. Between the turntables, keep the instant oatmeal mixes. Completes breakfast with milk, toast, and juice. Got it at the market on 40 deuce. I eat alone with friends and with my girl. Beastie Boys eat oatmeal swirl. No preservatives, no additives, ain't nothing added to it. It's the right thing to do and the tasty way to do it. Word. Cut it out. You guys are only clapping because a white guy kept the beat. Don't try that. That's not true. White rappers are a dime a dozen around here. Don't believe me? Go to the branding iron. That's where it's out of hand. Those rednecks are jamming to that shit. And you know if they're jamming to it, they're gonna want to do it, and I don't want to see that. I don't want to tune into MTV and see a white guy from Rusty Ankle, Arkansas, busting his new redneck rap. Oh, me and Billy Bob at home away from home in the black Chevy truck with the cellular phone. Calling up the fellas, it's time to get strapping. We're freaking out the brothers by standing here rapping. Everybody looking as we're heading into town. The 18-inch lift keeps us higher off the ground. Getting good grip from the monster-sized tire. Spark-o-matic's bumping, but I need the volume higher, cause you really can't go wrong with a deaf rock song. Pump it up, Billy Bob, pass me the water bomb. Every time we cruise, sucker cholos wanna fight. We're the ones they love to hate, and I think it's cause we're white. Picked up the chew and put it in my cheek. I slobber on myself every time I try to speak. The trailer kinda crowded, the whole thing was leaning back. Dumped the clutch, hitting second, spilled my brewski in my lap. I'm Martin Luther King, I thought we was dead. That's not the place to be when your neck is this red. We all look kinda small, the crew you can't forget. So honky tonk crackers cold ripping up the set. Yeehaw! Thank you, Ontario, you rock like a brand new sin.
Looky there, man. We have come to the bottom of the hour, top of the hour, end of the dang show. Darn it. Butch Lloyd Radio Roadshow never has enough time. Right here on 103.1 The Fox. But that's all right. You tune in. We'll continue the groove. We'll pick it up right where we left off next week. We've got more audio from Sturgis. We've got Tyler Johnson from Octane Addictions. We've got John, the big Aussie who owns Monkey Rock. We've got Brian from HD Logics and Dan, the director, who brought that badass show, the Rock and Rev Festival, to Sturgis. We've got all of them, much more. Mark Reed, his artists, lots more. Next week, Butch Lord Radio Roadshow, Episode 4. Sturgis continues. So be sure and tune us in next week. Stay tuned right now for Grizzly Gary up next after the Butch Lloyd Radio Roadshow on 103.1 The Fox. Don't forget, check us out online, ButchLordRadio.com, ButchLord.com, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter. All right, don't forget, we always have lots of local content, too. We are doing the local music showcase brought to you by the Chautauqua Regional Word. Also, we'll be at that. And we have interviews coming up with local musicians. Don't forget, we do have Strange Confession, Two for Flinching, Matt Maloof, Decidium, lots of interviews, plus local comedians. We have Joe Yulo, we have Adam Owens, and Big Bubba Bradley, the new cat on the local scene. And we're on top of it, Butch Lord Radio Roadshow. And we'll see you next week on WQFX 103.1 The Fox, home of Butch Lord Radio Roadshow, the only radio show that could be seated next to you on the bus.
I want to do a t-shirt that says prosecution $12 million, incarceration $100,000, publicity priceless.
Yeah! See that, Tommy Chong, still a marketing genius. I think that's a great idea. I need a t-shirt too. After doing this show, after 10,000 miles on the road in the Saturn, it's like my t-shirt would be gas, $320, pot, $980. First interview on my radio show with Tommy Chong, priceless. And it has been priceless, man. The whole process, the whole project's been great. I asked Tommy what he thought of the show and how much fun he had. This is what he had to say.
They got some of the silliest, but some of the funniest shit you ever seen in your life. I enjoyed it more than I should have, I guess. Hey, this is Tommy Chong, man, and you're listening to Butch Lord, who, by the way, used to be my favorite dealer of all times.
Yeah, that was Tommy Chong. You're listening to the Butch Lord Radio Roadshow.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Push-Up Bra Inventor.
Mr. Push-Up Bra Inventor.
Never before has one man done so much with so little.
Lifting them higher.
From mosquito bites, pimples, and pancakes to melons, mountains, and major league yabos. An engineering feat so brilliant it can only be described as va-va-va-voom. Thanks to you, even a 90-year-old grandmother can go from A to double D in a single bound.
What's your number, Granny?
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, oh hoister of the hooter, because when it comes to the bust, you're the best.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Kawasaki Rock Win Roll event is going on now. Get 50 free MP3 downloads and the chance to win the Kawasaki vehicle of your choice just for stopping into Hector's 1200 East 2nd Street in Jamestown. You'll also get huge savings on select Kawasaki models, plus great financing. So head into Hector's 1200 East 2nd Street in Jamestown today. Kawasaki, let the good times roll. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2010. For official rules and details, visit www.kawasaki.com/RWR.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real man of genius.
This 4th of July, we salute you, Mr. Backyard Bug Zapper Inventor.
Mr. Backyard Bug Zapper Inventor.
Not content to harmlessly repel insects with lotion, you discovered a way to fry them with electricity until their bodies explode.
Zap-kaboom.
Ah, the sounds of summer. Crickets chirping, birds singing, the blood-curdling scream of a moth having 700 volts of electricity shoot through its body.
Music to my ears.
Every night, a magical explosion of exoskeleton and insect goo that can only mean one thing. Summer's here.
Die, bugs, die.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, Mr. June Bug Blaster, then sit back and watch the fireworks.
Mr. Backyard Bug Zapper Inventor.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch.
Man, I love those commercials, man. And now they're so in the culture, they're so in my head that I can't see an idiot doing something stupid without actually hearing that voice in my head, you know, real man of genius. Because it's like it does. It comes right to my head. Like the other day, I'm driving over here to the studio. Remember that? We saw that guy.
That guy with the tiny little lawn?
Yeah, with the little yard, right? And it was like he's got a 10-foot by 10-foot patch of grass out there, and he's got one of those grass seed spreaders, you know, where you put the strap around your neck and you crank the crank and it flings the grass seed. He's got one of those things on in this 10 by 10 patch of dirt. And I'm thinking, that is like overkill, right? I mean, come on. You could have tossed a handful of seeds out there, for crying out loud. All I could think of was one of those commercials, you know? It'd be like, Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real man of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Strap-on Grass Seed Spreader Guy.
Mr. Strap-on Grass Seed Spreader Guy.
You won't let the size of your lawn keep you from the joy of using all things lawn care.
Gonna mow it with my rider.
Sure, you could have tossed a couple of handfuls of seeds out there in the lawn, but not if there's a tool that'll do it for you.
Wanna use my tool.
Oh, your neighbors are looking at you like you're crazy, and this is only step one. Wait till step 2, fertilization.
I've gotta spread the dookie.
So ignore those looks from your neighbors and smile at the thought that you've given a whole new meaning to the word strap-on.
Strap it on and spread it.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, old Sultan of the Seed, and know that there's only 3 months of growing season left.
Mr. Strap-on Grass Seed Spreader Guy.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. I love saying that. That is our newest sponsor, Anheuser-Busch Budweiser. I love it because I am a Bud man. As a matter of fact, I actually have a question because I've been technically soaking in Budweiser for like 20 years. Does that make me Beechwood aged? I think it does. I'm clean. I'm crisp. I'm refreshing. That's me. That's the show. Clean, crisp, refreshing. Butch Radio Roadshow. 103.1. The Fox.
Butch, you have some explaining to do.